Fortnite Season 4 has been out for almost a week now, and after looking into the season a little more, it's obvious that it has a huge problem. But we'll get into that in a minute. First of all, Fortnite has just nerfed something, and most players seem to love it, and others hate it. Is this another Season 3 situation where pubs and ranked players are at war and we end up with something that no one likes? Let's talk about it. But before we get into that, please excuse my voice. I once again have a cold. And also, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing and using code TheBigCraigd in the item shop. It would really help me out. So I've played a lot more of this season since my first impressions video, maybe about 7 hours or so, as well as a lot of research into the game in my own time. I particularly did a lot of research about how the community was reacting to this season, because last season there was a war in the community. So this season I decided to check it out, and other than the odd guy complaining here and there, the majority of the player base seemed to be on the same page here, regarding how everything is fun, except for when you're fighting against the War Machine arsenal as well as the Captain America shield. Personally, I stand by everything I said in my Season 4 first impression video, except I also will complain about the shield. I feel like it does too much damage. So Fortnite saw this, and what did? They nerfed both the Captain America shield and the War Machine arsenal. Specifically, they halved the spawn rate chance of the War Machine arsenal, reduced its reload time as well as its build damage. I don't know about you, but I'll take any nerf for the War Machine arsenal. But the way Fortnite has nerfed this weapon has taken away a lot of the stress and annoyance I had against this weapon while still keeping it fun to use. Now, I've had some testing with this firsthand on the field, and I think it's safe to say that it does feel a little weaker to use, which is good. And I don't recall fighting anybody with this recently, which is very different to what was happening before the nerf, so I'm officially giving this nerf a positive on the nerf meter. Pretend there's a meter here. Next is the shield, which has a decreased spawn rate of about 20%, as well as a 10% decrease in damage, more accuracy required to hit your shots, and it takes less bullets to stagger an enemy, which is good. These nerfs are very good in my opinion. I am very happy with these. Again, they have kept a lot of the fun of the weapons while keeping it relatively balanced. They also nerfed the War Machine jetpack. They kind of just tampered with the boost feature, which, you know, I don't really have a problem with. I don't really need to talk about that. They kind of just nerfed the boost feature, which is fine. And that's it. I believe for nerfs and overall, I think this is a great change for people's enjoyment of the season. I think it's going to keep people from getting frustrated over time. I have also not seen anybody complaining about these nerfs yet. It'll happen. A lot of people will argue that last season was ruined by nerfs, and while I disagree with that statement, I can see why certain people with certain playstyles would believe that. This season, I have yet to see that. Now hold your horses there, ladies and gents. These are still early days. We could still see some complaints regarding nerfs later this season, or who knows, maybe the other mythic weapons are going to be even stronger than the Captain America shield or War Machine arsenal ever was, but for now I think the majority of people are happy. Although there is one slight thing I would like to talk about before I wrap this video up, and that would be the competitive and ranked loot pools. To be honest, I don't like the fact that the War Machine arsenal is in ranked. In fact, I don't think that any of the War Machine items should be in ranked. I mean, it's really up in the air where the superhero items in general should be in ranked, given that they are definitely more tailored to the casual side of the player base. But I think that the War Machine arsenal is crossing a line in the sand there. But what makes this even stranger is that the War Machine arsenal is not in tournaments, but it is in ranked. Now this brings us back to a problem from last season, and the seasons before. Certain items aren't in tournaments, but they are in ranked, which makes no sense. Because I, at least, was under the impression that ranked was supposed to prepare players, you know, train them for tournaments. You know, players would be playing under the conditions of ranked, which would get you used to the conditions of tournaments. But what is the point in ranked if ranked and tournaments are going to have completely separate loot pools? The loot pools between ranked and unranked games should be different, but the loot pools between ranked and tournaments should be identical. Imagine training in ranked using a specific item or strategy, and then you go to the tournament only to find out that that one particular item or strategy isn't even in the tournament playlist. I really think that Fortnite needs to stop catering to the casual players so much when making changes in ranked. Last season of all seasons have proven that ranked players prefer gunplay as opposed to using superhero powers or vehicle weaponry or powers of the gods of Olympus. Keep all the wacky zany stuff in casuals and keep ranked. Keep it consistent. One of the main focuses in ranked should be keeping a somewhat consistent level of gunplay while changing it up every season to keep things interesting. I think Fortnite are forgetting that ranked players will play a season for hundreds of hours just to master the gameplay. I'm sure they're fine with the fact that there's only 3 new gun weapons this season, not including the unvolts. This isn't even coming from someone who cares about ranked. I haven't played ranked since Chapter 2 Season 6. It doesn't affect me in the slightest. I'm just getting frustrated for the ranked community. Also, another thing, Fortnite still haven't added Siphon to ranked. What is the point in not doing that? I thought you wanted players to be more aggressive. The way to encourage more aggressive plays is through giving players an incentive to engage with other players. What are you doing? Anyway, those are my thoughts regarding some of the issues this season. Overall, there isn't really much wrong with the gameplay. However, Fortnite is still trying to make ranked more appealing to casual players through making the ranked experience less gun focused, which is damaging the core ranked player base. I feel like if they keep neglecting the ranked player base, then the ranked community might just find another game.